Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Models of Diversity page where I am taking over tonight. And I'm so excited. For those that don't know about me, my name's Rachel Peru and I'm a silver-haired curve model. And I've been asked by Models of Diversity today to interview a special guest. And I am so excited. I've been following this lady for months now. And, she has been breaking down some real barriers for women over 40. So I am delighted tonight to be joined by the amazing Kathy Jacobs, Age is Beauty. If you haven't followed her already on Instagram, please go check her out after this. So let's find out if Kathy's here now. Hello!
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, we finally get to meet. It's so lovely to talk to you, Kathy. Welcome so much.
Thank you so much. I just can't believe I'm actually talking to you. I got you muted. Okay, my speaker's up a little better now. Let's see if I can hear you more.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Fabulous.
I can't believe I'm actually talking to you because we've messaged each other so many times.
I know.
And I feel like I know you and you're my friend, even though we've never met.
Yeah, exactly. That is the beauty of social media, isn't it?
It's the beauty of social media. I literally feel like I know you. It's crazy.
For anybody that doesn't know you, Kathy, how do you kind of introduce yourself to people?
I just say, hi, I'm Kathy Jacobs normally. You mean like in the real world?
Yeah.
In the real world, I just say, hi, I'm Kathy. Nice to meet you.
Well, It's just a pleasure to have you on here. For those that might not know about your journey so far, you have been breaking down some massive barriers and I have been rooting for you all the way. How do you kind of introduce the fact that you are now the oldest rookie Sports Illustrated swimwear model? It is absolutely amazing. How does that feel?
Well, I feel super lucky because I feel like I'm the person that represents in the magazine for the past couple years. I've been able to represent the ladies over 40 or 50. I'm 57, so I'm closer to 60 than 50. But I'm definitely the lady that's in that age range in the magazine. And I also am the shortest lady in the magazine. So just to be able to represent that demographic is a dream come true. And I feel super lucky because there's tons of people that could be doing it, but I just entered a contest and I won and I happen to be doing it. So I'm representing right now, but I hope that the doors open and more ladies over 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and more short girls are included and invited and asked to be in more and more and more things. And it becomes more commonplace and that there becomes more jobs for all of us. Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But I do feel super, super, super lucky. It wasn't just handed to me. I worked very hard for it.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking this is not the first time you have entered the competition? This was your second time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're friends. We enter it together, actually, don't we? Like each year, you and I have been entering it.
I do. I'm just on the wrong side of the pond, but maybe one time.
Well, you know what you have to do? You have to just say, I'm willing to travel for free, to come to the contest if I get chosen as a finalist, maybe. Like put that disclaimer out there in your audition tape, I would think. So, you enter the contest and then I made a video the first time and I didn't make it past the first round. I didn't get selected for even a callback, anything like that. And so I flew to Miami. This was like 3 years ago now. And I waited in line for 8 hours and I went in, I didn't make it past the first round. And, I didn't have a lot of money at all to fly to Miami, but I did it anyway. And I came back feeling really defeated. But then, a whole nother year passed and I said, I'm going to do this again. And I entered the contest again. And then I got selected to have a callback, which means I went to Miami and there was probably about 70 or 80 of us that had callbacks, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So, and then they narrowed it down to 60 people. This is a course of days. And then they narrowed it down to 17 people. And then over the next months, 6 or 8 months, we also had all these other challenges that we did. I made a lot of videos. I was super active posting on social media. I interacted with all the other girls that were entering, and we all became friends. So it's a process that doesn't just happen to you. You have to go out there and really work for it. And I think that that's important that people know that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you could have so easily, after that first kind of rejection, you could have so easily given up. Lots of people would have given up. So what
Oh my
drives you?
God.
What makes you really kind of think, okay, I'm going to go at this another time?
Okay. Well, my motto is if you're going to go down in flames. And I've been rejected so many times. I mean, just only imagine. I wanted to be a petite model in New York back in the 80s. Okay. You know how many times I was rejected? I wanted to do acting. You know how many times I was rejected? I mix up my own skincare. I'm trying to get that manufactured. Do you know how many times I get rejected? Like all these companies are like, we want to do it, we want to do it, we want to do it. Then they realize how much it costs and they reject me. I get rejected over and over and over and over again. And I think the lesson in this is it doesn't matter how many times you get a no or you fail, or how many years you get a no or you fail. It just takes one yes in whatever category it is that you're trying to make it in. It doesn't have to be a swimsuit model. It could be whatever it is, filling the blank for you.
Yeah.
The message is you can't give up, and you can't also say, oh, because I've reached a certain age, I'm going to give up.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I really feel like you're now just getting started in this next chapter, which is really exciting to see.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're just getting started in this next chapter. And, I just want to talk about you for a second. I love seeing your post. And I just remember seeing something a couple years ago you did where you were in a window and you were posing and you just looked so beautiful and you were unapologetically yourself. You are always true to yourself and true to who you are. And I feel like that's a big plus, and that's a big win for women over 50, for them to see you doing what you're doing, not just me doing what I'm doing, you and other people like us out there doing what we're doing.
Thank you, Kathy. It really does feel like there's a real movement out there, particularly on social media, of our age group, of women that are really out there pushing these boundaries, which is really, really exciting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm reading some of these comments.
You're getting some really lots and lots of love, Kathy.
Yeah. I like it. So someone from Costa Rica is on here too. So we're really international today. We've got the US, the UK, Costa Rica.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
For the British people that don't maybe know so much about Sports Illustrated, what was it that really attracts you to that particular campaign and the swimwear campaign? What is it about that really lights your fire and you wanted to go for it?
Okay, the reason that I entered this open call, there's a few reasons. One reason, the main reason that I got to enter, is because Sports Illustrated didn't put an age requirement or a height requirement. Yeah. So anytime I don't see an age or a height requirement, I'm going to go for it. And a lot of the girls, there's a girl that has a page, an IG page called Too Short for What. She says ignore the height requirements and just go for it anyway, which I do a lot. A lot of times they put very specifically, you must be 5'8" or taller. So I'm 5'2". It's not like I'm going to fake that. But since they didn't have those two requirements, I entered. And the reason that they didn't have the two requirements is because Sports Illustrated, they really do push the boundaries. I mean, there are so many different types of girls in this year's issue alone. We have I think the main message of this year's issue is body diversity and inclusion. I would say that's the main message, but Sports Illustrated doesn't judge you for your size or your age or your skin color or your ability or lack thereof in a certain way. So they don't really judge you. So you feel okay to go for it, and you feel okay in situations with the other girls around you. Yeah. Even though you may be older than their moms and looking up to them like this, it's okay because it's Sports Illustrated. And I think that's the beauty of the message out there, is you're okay the way you are.
Have you always been this confident, Kathy, or is this something that's increased with age?
Are you kidding me? I have days where I'm not even confident at all. Are you kidding me? Like even now, trying to work on getting a theatrical agent to go on TV auditions and a hosting agent, because I do a lot of baking and stuff. And, you know, I'm just getting a list of agents and sending my reel out and making my demo reels and stuff. I'm not like, you know, I'm thinking, God, I hope they like me and maybe someone will call me back. So, you know, I don't go into it thinking everybody's going to love me and think I'm great, because that's just not the case.
And how did it feel to go on the red carpet? Because I know that you've had lots of different, you know, you have been involved in so many different things. You know, you did the Miley Cyrus video, which is another thing I'd love to talk about. So how did it feel, though, to go on the red carpet for the first time at 57?
You know, it was so amazing to get to go on the red carpet at 57 and, you know, just to be able to experience that. And I think just that one little thing right there shows people to never give up, because how many times have you looked at someone on the red carpet and thought, wow, that'd be nice, but that's never going to be me. I never, you know, you just think that, but just the fact that I got to do that at the age I am now, it just makes it more special, because it shows other people out there, hey, wait a minute, you mean there's still a chance that I could get on the red carpet if she did it? So I think it makes it so much more special.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely. Yeah. And it's really interesting, because we do talk a lot about the fact that you're the oldest rookie that they've had. But I think, in a way, the height issue has been more of a barrier than an age issue, really, hasn't it?
Girl,
and we don't talk about that as much.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Yeah, so even for you, the height issue is such a problem. In this industry, I tried to be a model almost 40 years ago now. Yeah. And all these agencies would want to see me and like the way I look, and even now. And then when I get in and they'd be short, they go, no, clients only want tall girls. And they would kick me to the door. I've gone to so many open calls. I've sent my stuff in. And literally, everyone says they're diverse, but they're not until you put some short girls on the runway. And I'm talking girls 5'4" and under on the runway. Yeah. You're not representing the average woman in the world. You know, the average woman I know in the United States is 5'4" tall.
Yeah.
And they're also a size, I think it's a size 12. I could be wrong, or a size 10. I'm not 100% sure on the size. But designers aren't even recognizing the average woman when they pick the models to go down the runway, even the average height woman. Yeah. And I don't know why, because the curve models, back when I was a model, oh God, almost 40 years ago, was the petite girls and the curve girls. And we were put in a little section together, you know, and we always worked together. And it's kind of funny, because it was the, you know, two ends of the spectrum. And the curve girls, they fought for their equality. They made designers make clothing for them that required more fabric. But for some reason, our short sisters, we never got it together, or maybe the industry didn't enough to say, hey, make us clothes with less fabric, it costs you less.
Yeah.
You know, put us on the runway. Let us see what an outfit might look like on us when someone's walking down the runway. I want to see what it's going to look like on someone my height.
Exactly. We all want to be able to relate to the things that we're seeing in the advertising. And do you think, I mean, we're getting so much love for you. Everyone's saying, I'm not losing hope now. Hi, everybody. Shortage rule. You know, you're getting so much love. Everyone thinks you're fantastic, because you are. And you are really giving so many people inspiration to push those boundaries.
Well, right back at you.
Do you think you've seen a change just in the last few years in terms of representation? Do you think it is genuinely getting better?
As far as height or age, or both?
Both.
Zero change in height.
Yeah.
But in age, I definitely see a change, because I was able to enter this contest and be in a magazine. And also, I feel that the biggest change about that is that Sports Illustrated didn't do the safe choice, which would be putting a supermodel that's already been in the magazine, that's my age now, in. They picked a shorter, older person who is just basically beginning. In to send the message, it's not too late, you're not too old, you're not too short. And I think that message is really powerful. And I want to be on the runway at 5'3", girl. I hear you, Kelly.
Go for it. Keep going.
Yeah, I forgot what I was answering. Sorry.
It's okay. No, we were just saying how there has been small steps forward, but there's still so much more that brands could do.
But I do feel that there are some older women represented in print ads all the time now. I do see them, but they're all tall. So I've never seen anyone short and older. And it's usually, I don't know about you, but with me, it's only one person. Like say they're going to have one person, they would either be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. They just have one of us. They don't have like, you know, they have like a lot of like girls from like 18 to like 25. And then they just have like, you know, either me and that's it, or either they would have you or that's it. They wouldn't hire both of us, which my God.
Yeah.
I think the two of us cover every demographic possible because we've got a curve model, we've got a short model, we've got 2 over 50 girls here. You know, the society needs both of us in things, not just me, not just you. They need both of us.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's still so much tokenism in those brands that are just tick boxing and saying, yeah, we've included an older model on this campaign. But then actually they don't follow it through on the e-com and you don't see them on the websites modeling stuff. It's just a one-off moment. And I think that needs to really change. How does it feel? Have you experienced kind of ageism in your acting and modeling career up to now?
Oh, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord.
Where do we start?
Stop, drop, and roll, baby. I mean, yeah, like yesterday I posted something and someone would say something like, you know, she looks good for 90. And, you know, people say things to me like, okay. And people get mad at me. And when I talk about this, they say you're giving them energy and you're dwelling on the negative. People say things to me like you should be wearing diapers instead of swimsuits, or you need to go pick out your casket, or another thing, why do you even care if you walk a red carpet at 57? It's like, because it gives people hope that you're not too late to do anything. It's not just a red carpet. It's XYZ. Insert in the blank here. What do you want to do at 57? And I just want to, you know, there's so many people that are mean to me. And like, for instance, about like last year, say last November, December, I got a little Botox and filler and I told people about it. You would have thought I was the devil. It's like, leave us, you know, be nice to us. It's hard enough aging in our society as it is, let alone be a woman aging in our society. Now I don't have any, and I say I don't have any. And this morning, you know, because people are DMing me and asking me, and then all of a sudden everyone's decided I've had a complete facelift, which I haven't. You know, people are just like, they just want to say like crazy stuff to you and about you. Yeah. And so if you're out there listening to this and you want to do something, you can't let the fear of people being mean to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Does it ever ruin your whole day though? It ruins my whole day.
Not anymore. It used to do, but I think, you know, I know you talk a lot about believing in yourself, and even if others around you aren't, you've got to hold that belief, because without that, then I think I really would struggle more.
Right. And I say, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people will just, I'm sure people pick you apart for silly things. They pick me apart for silly things. You know, they pick us apart for being just regular women, you know, like people, I get a lot of, will you look your age? I'm like, I didn't say I didn't look my age.
Yeah.
Or just anything.
It's a fear of aging, isn't it? It's a fear of aging, which is just, we've got to try and push past that. I think that's what you're doing. And I think models quite often are used in campaigns, but not necessarily in stuff that's really showing their bodies. And that's the difference about Sports Illustrated and what you've done. You've been out there showing how amazing your figure is in your, you know, at whatever age, it doesn't matter. You have got an amazing figure, and your age shouldn't come into that.
That's true. Yeah. Someone said haters gonna hate. Yeah. But, you know, I would be lying if I didn't say it didn't get to me sometimes, you know. So, so it does get to me. And, you know, it might take me a day or two to bounce back if I get something that has a whole lot of mean comments. It depends on how many mean comments I get. But TikTok's the worst.
Yeah, I've not really got into TikTok too much, but I've heard that it's really harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll see. I'll delve into that at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you kind of push past now with your dreams and ambitions? Because I'm guessing this has really lit your fire. So what would you really like to achieve next? What have you got, kind of a bucket list of things and brands that you'd really love to work with?
Well, gosh, you know, I would like to get some acting jobs. I just did a commercial for Frito-Lay. It's really funny. Of course, I'm a senior citizen in a swimsuit. That's my title. So, I'm a senior citizen in a swimsuit dancing to a Frito-Lay. It's really funny. It's a funny commercial. And I'd like to try and get a theatrical agent. I also do a lot of baking and crafts. I'd like to host.
I've seen your baking looks amazing.
I just made a swimsuit yesterday. Oh my God, I have my swimsuit cake. You want me to go grab it?
Let's
okay, hang on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. For anyone that doesn't know, Kathy is the most amazing baker, and she's done this. She did a photo shoot where she has incorporated her swimwear and modeling with her baking, and it was just stunning. And I am in awe of her talent, because it's just one of those things that I wish I could do and I can't bake. So all hats off to her. So I can't wait to see Kathy's creation. But, while she's gone, what an inspiring lady. For models like myself that really wants to strive forward, Kathy is just such an inspiration. So we're talking about you, Kathy. Let's have a look. Wow, look at that cake.
It smells good.
So good.
Now this is covered in fondant, and I made a cake that looks like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
That is just amazing.
So I gotta set it back down. And I just shot a tutorial on how to make a smaller version of that. Otherwise I'd be there all night. Well, I was there all night anyway, on how to make that cake. So yeah, I would love to do some kind of craft show host or baking or acting. I'd like to turn it into that. And of course, I would love to do some kind of, great, like the Fenty lingerie show or something like that. But I haven't really, I have a modeling agent, but most of the stuff I get, and I'm not complaining, I'm grateful to get jobs. Any job is a good job.
Yeah.
Is I get a lot of face and skin care stuff, but I haven't really gotten any fashion, because I'm short. So I don't really get put out for fashion type stuff, which I'd love to,
Well, let's hope that changes.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of people have asked about how you kind of maintain the way you look, because you have got a fantastic body, and I know you really have a really great skincare routine. So what kind of tips and advice have you got about how you kind of have kept in shape?
Well, about 4 years ago now, maybe 3.5 years ago, in my family, my mom, my dad, my brother all have high triglycerides, high cholesterol. They all have heart problems, and they all have diabetes. My mom, my dad, and my brother. And so about 3 years ago, I went and I got a checkup at the doctor, and had 3 different doctors call me, because my medical chart is on this computer thing where everybody can see. It's through UCLA Health. So everybody can see my whatever, and they all call me, oh my God, you're pre-diabetic. Why are you pre-diabetic? Oh my God, do not. So I had to cut out carbs and sugar. Well, not cut it. I try to cut it out. So I don't eat a lot of, last night, I ate sushi last night, but normally I don't eat a lot of rice, bread, pasta, or sugar.
Okay.
And I don't eat meat just for the animals. I do eat fish. And that's the meat thing isn't a healthy thing. It's just, I don't know. Nobody in my family, my husband, my daughter, or myself eats meat. So it's never in my house. So I think that my diet has a lot to do with what size I am, and also my skin, because I think that a lot of, I don't know, I feel like I look more, I was more poofy when all I ate was carbs before, you see. Mm-hmm. I kind of did this to myself. I mean, it's hereditary, but I would wake up in the morning and I would eat a bagel. Then I would eat pasta for lunch. Then I would eat potato chips. Then I would eat pasta for dinner. Then I would eat ice cream. I can remember driving up to someone at a stoplight, looking over, and they were eating an apple. And I thought, God, people eat fruit? I literally had the worst diet. So
look at you now.
Yeah, now I just eat, but I eat a lot of these sugar-free things, Quest. Quest makes these peanut butter cups that are sugar-free, and sometimes I eat 4 packages. It's really bad, but I do eat a lot of these sugar-free, like Lily's chocolate chips and a lot of sugar-free stuff. I went cold turkey with sugar in my coffee, so I just have almond milk in it because it's low carb and is high in vitamin D. So I eat salads, but I do eat a lot of if I'm in a really big hurry, I'll eat a lot of almond crackers, or I get this pasta made out of beans that's frozen. I forget what it's called, veggie spiral pasta or something, and in the freezer, and I'll just pop that in the microwave and eat that. But generally I try and eat pretty healthy, salads, or, I eat these vegetarian sausage things and these keto waffles that are frozen in the morning with strawberries or blueberries, or I have a protein shake and sometimes I eat all of that for breakfast, depending on how hungry I am.
So whatever you're doing, it's working.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked, have you got any kind of, can you name or think of any model agencies that really are more accepting of shorter models? Are there some out there that you can
No
think
sugar
of?
and she's naked, a swimsuit cake. Yeah, I know. I made a swimsuit shake and I don't eat sugar. I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I had pre-diabetes or diabetes, depending on which doctor. Yes, because my diet was bad. But now my blood work is literally, even with not even having the sugar or very many carbs, my blood is like right on the border of having to like take medication for it. So it's hereditary, I guess.
Well, someone said your exercise routine is fantastic, so keep it up. Well done.
Okay, my exercise routine is I go to F45. It's a group workout. I haven't been in 4 days. I'm bad. But I just follow along with everybody else. And I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not the best person in the class. I am, because everybody's like way younger than me. And I literally just sort of do what I can. And, I just show up. But I'm not like insane about working out. I'm not competitive with working out at all. I don't want to hurt myself. I just, I do show up and I do it in a group setting because I need that peer pressure to do it.
Somebody said, please talk skin. Honey-eyed said, please talk skin, regular treatments, at-home devices. And I know your skincare routine, you're really big on natural skincare. So kind of what are your kind of tips on making your skin? Because your skin always looks like it's really glowing.
Okay. I have been making my own skincare, but you can't buy that because I need money to manufacture it. But I've had the blessing of like doing these Instagram posts where I get paid to do people's skincare. So I found some really good skincare. And then I asked them for discount codes because they're so expensive. Yeah. But I've been using New Face. It's a microcurrent and you put it, I could go, the devices are upstairs, but it's like a microcurrent. I put it on like this with this gel. And they even have one where you lift up because right here, as you age, your lip goes down. And so I put the microcurrent here to try and help lift it up. A lot of people get Botox to make that lift up, but I'm this is just my phase. Lately I'm building the muscle, like working out my face. And it's called New Face. And you put these gels on and then you use the device to lift. And there's a code, Kathy15, for 15% off. It's expensive, but it can get expensive. And then I use these neck wands by SBLA, and I think they've helped my neck. Like literally I do, but I use them. Kathy15, you could get a code on that. Let's see what else. I use 2 different skincare brands. One's called Dermatology, and they gave me a 20.
I like them.
They gave me a 20% off code, and I swear I can't remember it. I wish I knew what it was.
Another lady's just mentioned the fact that she's in her 40s, and how would you give her some advice on trying to find that confidence in her sensuality? Because I think one of the things that, particularly in the advertising world, you might see older models in fashion campaigns, but when it comes to lingerie and swimwear, you see far less women being represented in swimwear and lingerie. So what advice would you give to women to
well, this is going to sound kind of weird, but I started taking belly dance classes when I was like 54 or something, maybe 53. I haven't done it since COVID. They started back up. And my instructor, Orna Gonzalez, she forces you to be sexy. Like it took for a year, I didn't even wear just my sports bra in there. I wore a t-shirt. Well, shoot, now look at me, but it forces you to be in a group of women where everybody's nice to each other and it's non-judgmental and everybody's in their bras and their little skirts and we're doing sexy dances, and it really gets you in touch with feeling confident and sexy. That really helped me. And then I would just sort of think of being in belly dance class when I needed to sort of feel like that a little in my mind, like connect the two, a little bit of method acting there, I guess. So that really did make me feel sexy. It was doing like a class like that. So maybe don't go into a casting and start belly dancing or pole dancing unless they ask for it. 'Cause I've done some belly dancing and they look at me like, you're a weirdo. So, and I didn't get those jobs. So, yeah, if you find something that makes you feel sexy. Another thing that makes me feel sexy is, oh yeah, plastic ring that you put in your mouth. Yeah, I've heard of that. There's another one that I've used too, but it helps me with TMJ. It's called Angel Lift, and I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have a code for them, sorry, but it's this strip that you put in your mouth, and it helps me with my TMJ because I have TMJ. It makes me relax right here. I don't know why, because it's not advertised as that, but it does, I think, help lift this up a little too. And it's not even, it's like $70. You get 2 of them and you can use them forever.
Well,
So,
honestly,
yeah.
when we were talking about body confidence, just going back to that for a minute, doing campaigns like this and seeing you in the Sports Illustrated will give so many women of our age group that are lacking in that body confidence. That'll give them such a boost because they'll have somebody they can relate to. So they're not seeing somebody in their 30s and comparing themselves to their former youth, because we can't do that. And I think you are embracing all that. And I think it's just, you're paving the way for other women. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, and you too, you know, back to that getting confidence, you hit on something really big there. So do an exercise class. You might feel sexy after exercise, or yoga, or a belly dance class, or a pole dance class, whatever floats your boat. And then also seeing people like Rachel or myself that are posing in swimsuits and things that are in your age range, that's someone that you feel like you may be able to relate to. It doesn't have to be either one of us, but just find someone even on Instagram or something and be like, if they can do it, I can do it. I'm going to fake it till I make it. And eventually when you fake it till you make it, it's like a snowball that goes downhill and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I mean, when I first started doing this at Inner Sports Illustrated, everyone made fun of me, you know, and like at my husband's job, he was like, everybody's like, dude, why is your wife posing in swimsuits? This is like weird. And now that, you know, fast forward 3 years later, everyone's like, dude, your wife's posing in swimsuits. Yeah. You know, they're saying the same words, but it's coming out a little bit different. So just keep that in mind. You know, it takes time.
Somebody's asked about your genetics. Is your kind of great skin and the way you look, is that something that's been passed down from generation to generation as well? Is it in your genetics?
No.
Because you look gorgeous and it's just lovely.
No, it's not. Sunscreen.
Yeah, sunscreen. I must admit, I have really now become religious about Factor 50 sunscreen. But for years in my youth, and I didn't. And I so wish I had done. So to anybody out there, make sure you use that sunscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So do you think Sports Illustrated will now keep up this momentum and stay more open to older women?
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope so. I mean, as it is now, I'm the only woman even remotely in my age in the magazine. So I just hope that they put someone, I'd like to see someone older than me in the magazine.
Yes.
I'd like to see a woman in her 40s. I'd like to see women in her 60s or 70s or 80s. Yes, SI is now open to older models, sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, the best way to get in Sports Illustrated is through an open call like I entered. If you're not a represented model, you're not going to be seen by them.
Yeah.
You're not going to be seen by them. That's just a fact. So I think it's great that a brand did that and made an open call so more people could be seen by them. And I wish more brands would do that and actually really make the open call be something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll take on board what they're seeing and the response from their customers, because that's, you know, we have got the spending power. You know, our age bracket have got the biggest spending power, so they need to start listening to us.
Right. I read that women over 50 have the most disposable income.
Yeah.
And there's this book called This Chair Rocks.
Yes.
It's by somebody. Have you heard of that book? Have you read that?
Yeah.
And it's so good. And I don't agree with everything she says, but it does say something by, I don't know how many years is in the future from now, but like not even that far in the future, advertising companies and everybody are going to be catering to people in our age range because we have the most money, that it's going to flip and we're going to be hip. So you heard it here first, folks.
Definitely. You need to get on board. There's lots of women now, and I'm sure you're the same, that come to me and say, I'd like to start modeling in my 50s. How do I go about it? What advice would you give to women that are thinking about trying to get into the model industry at a later age?
Okay. When I first got back into this, Okay, guys, I had a minimum wage job, minimum wage, sweeping the floor at a blowout salon. Okay. I saved my money up, got a camera, got some lights like this. This is a sheet I've got hung up behind me, and did like some photos of myself and started submitting them. True story. I started getting jobs on Craigslist. I was modeling dog strollers, and I had bruises all over my knees, but it still paid a lot more than my minimum wage job. Yeah. And I was grateful for that. And so I started modeling freaking dog strollers. And then there's this thing in here in the US called casting networks. It's called, then there's a casting frontier. Actors Access doesn't really have modeling jobs, but every once in a while they'll have some modeling jobs on there and you can submit yourself. And I started getting all these modeling jobs on there. Meanwhile, I'd go to all these agents and these open calls. And I mean, even after I won Swim Search, I couldn't get an agent. Which is
crazy, isn't it? Which is absolutely crazy when you see the exposure that you've had and the response from the brand.
Even with all of the exposure, all of the response, they all knew who I was. They'd all seen me in the news. They all called me in. They all saw I was short, and none of them signed me except models. They didn't care how tall I was. Yeah. So big props to them. But definitely. Yeah, I mean, I can remember going to LA models open call probably like 5 times and never getting a call back to be a model. I mean, this is something I really wanted and that I really pursued, and I was ejected a million times, guys. So
just to show you, you've just got to keep pushing and keep following your dreams, because Kathy is absolute proof that, you know, hard work and being persistent really does pay off, for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I'm so glad that we have had this conversation, because, you know, we're so like-minded in our thoughts on aging and in the industry, and, you know, you are a real inspiration, because Sports Illustrated is on my bucket list, so you have given me faith to kind of keep pushing forward.
Well, you got to enter again, girl.
Yeah, I will.
You got to do it again.
So what's next for you in terms of kind of modeling and agencies? How do you change that? Because obviously you want to get into the acting and you are still pushing for the modeling, but how do we change these brands and the agencies' minds? What can we do as models to try and push for more change?
I think the best thing is to keep submitting ourselves for these jobs that we can find. There's also some modeling like apps and things that tell you about modeling jobs, but the first thing you got to do if you want to be a model is you got to get some photos of yourself. And the easiest way to do that is to look at someone on Instagram's photos you like, see who took the photo, then call up the photographer. They're going to charge you. Yeah. But you're going to have to pay to get photos, unless you do what I did, or you get a camera and you get your friend to take them. They're not going to be, you know, the best ones, but like I pay all the time to get headshots, you know, and sometimes they don't even work and I got to go pay again. Yeah. So you got to get photos. Yeah. You got to look at what kind of photos people are doing and do something similar. Don't copy it exactly, but you got to get some photos first of all, before you can even submit to anything. And you got to do, like, you know, commercial modeling is where you really want to try and start, because it can get you jobs. And that means, like, you know, the mom with the jean jacket, and then you can do the lady that's out to dinner with the husband type look, and you know, a lingerie or a swimsuit, and then you do these things called digitals. So you have to look up what digitals are. It's usually with very little makeup on in a swimsuit. You're taking photos. Just look up models digitals. You have to get some pictures together before you want to model, and then you can start submitting yourself. Even on, listen, I got jobs on Craigslist. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. So.
Yeah, amazing. And your photos are gorgeous. And obviously we met really on social media. And I love the fact that Instagram is full of diversity, and there's so many different women out there that I am really drawn to. But the dark side of that is you are putting yourself out there. You're really vulnerable, and you don't always get the support from particularly women. Other women. Oh, God. How do you deal with that? Because that's really hard to take, isn't it?
Well, I think that we discussed that. And like now it's funny, because a lot of women will say things to me like, you look old and ugly. And now a lot of times I just block those people. I'll just go over there and just block it. I wasn't blocking people. I just started doing that. But like this morning, someone said to me, oh, she's had a facelift. We know you've had a facelift. Come on, look at the corners of your mouth. And I was just in one of those moods because I was just being really honest and everything. And so I just said, I haven't had a facelift, you idiot. And then she starts messaging me, how dare you be rude to me just because I said you had a facelift. I'm like, well, you were rude to me by saying you had a facelift, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, people are nuts. I should have just deleted her.
Yeah,
But it's like, why do that? Why say something mean to someone like that? You know, we all think mean things. Heck, I think mean things and I just zip my mouth. I don't like go type it on a keyboard.
No, and you've got so much love out there. Someone's just said, yeah, blocking is the key. Ignore the troll comments. And it's so true, because you've just got to keep believing in yourself and stay true to what you're doing. Because the other comments and the negativity is probably jealousy and their own insecurity. It probably says more about how they feel about themselves than anything to do with anybody else.
And maybe they feel that they're too old to be doing this, so I should be too old to be doing it too. They're projecting the fact that they feel they're too old to do it onto me. And that's not my reality.
Yeah, no.
You know,
mine neither. Well, I just, you know that I'm a big fan, and just keep doing what you're doing. And it's been an absolute pleasure to finally talk to you, Kathy. Thank you so much for sharing this half an hour with me. It's been fantastic. All right. Good luck with everything in the future, and I will be looking to see what you do next with great
you
interest.
too. I'm watching you.
I'm watching you. Take care, Kathy. Sending love. Bye.
Bye.